Okay, thanks for coming. Is this like a presentation? Is there a PowerPoint? We live here. Right, so, find out anything about your ghost? Yeah. Yeah. Tell him, B. There were some newspaper clippings that talked about a ghost. Welcome back to Night in the Woods. Last time we played, Mae had an argument with her mother. We saw a mysterious shadowy figure kidnapping someone. So, conflict inside the family, but also outside the family. As always, it's exciting to see what happens next. I'm super excited to talk to Mae's mom. Mae probably isn't, but that's how it goes. It looks like a miner's hat. Oh, Halloween, Harfest. I wonder at the journal if these blank pages are going to be filled in later or if that means we missed something. Greg's happy, okay. For Fest, good. Greg's sad, okay. Because like some of that could be space for like the stars, for example, or we just missed stuff. I don't know. What are these other ones? Is like one of these for Germ and one of these for Angus? Hey dude, sorry couldn't hang last night. Angus says he's sorry too. Band practice today because I'm in charge and I say so. Off to work, bye! Hey Mae, thanks so much for your help last night. Woke up and realized that I completely imposed in a big way. Thank you, I really appreciate it. I feel like that takes a lot to reflect on our own stuff, like whether it be our own behavior or how we're feeling. That takes a lot, just in general. General statement takes a lot, but it also takes a lot to then not only reflect, but to tell someone, hey, I maybe didn't make the best choices, and I'm sorry for that. I'll be at work cleaning up after last night if you want to say hello. Because this isn't something where Mae initiated it. Mae didn't start off by saying, hey, that was a really shitty thing to do. B, I still keep calling her Bae in my brain, but B took the initiative. So B really wants to work on like that friendship piece too. Fucking Shirkle, it's amazing. We're all looking a bit older, I guess. We were to take like one moment and make it like the official version of us. I can see pictures feeling that way, but at the same time, if we don't take pictures of our family and then those people are gone, sometimes it feels like we are missing out on something. It's kind of like, oh man, I really wish I'd taken those pictures. I really wish that I could preserve this moment in time. So sometimes it feels like weird, but other times it feels like if we don't do it, then we're missing out. I definitely agree with Mae on school pictures, like those yearly school pictures is like, ugh, look at that. I wonder if the new working clock downstairs thinks this clock is scary. Big old thing upstairs. Like you, but different, huge and spooky, making weird noises at night. Also, getting a big grandfather clock up the stairs, I imagine, would feel like a task. Also, I can't find this thing spooky. It's a piece of granddad. We need more of those. More like that brings comfort instead of spookiness. Or even like the spookiness is granddad, therefore inherently it is comfy. You're just like the same every day. What is your bird existence like? Whoa! Can't the same thing every day feel like a bit of comfort though? Do we have any detective books out there? Oh, of course we do. Do we have any books about ghosts? For real life ghosts. Do we have any books about nut jobs, I guess? No, this is good. Research is good. Confront the problem head on. Yeah, like, don't push things down and bottle it up, despite what the doctor here said. You're not losing it, dude. You are, in fact, keeping it very close. Hey, hun. Whenever I hear someone say, hey, I always think of, like, hay is for horses. Yeah? Come say hello, why don't ya? So we get to see how Mae and her mom talk after this argument, which it feels weird to see, like, I'm eager to see this, but I mean, I am. I feel like it says a lot about this family. Hey, hun. Oh, Mae looks pissed. It's like, you better fucking make it up to me with pizza and donuts. Hey, mom. It feels like that was such a weird transition. You better fucking make this up to me. But like, hey mom. That was almost like internal versus external voice. You look really tired. So do you. I also have a splitting headache. I mean, that could also explain the face too. Well, the weather seems to agree with you. Gray and drizzly. I could go for that today. Are we not going to talk about this? Hey, hun. Yeah? Sorry about yesterday. Me too. I said some stuff. I didn't really mean it. Well, whether you meant it or not, that isn't how we should communicate. I don't want us to stop talking. I just don't want a repeat of a few years ago. I'm really sorry, Mom, about all of it. Hey, May, you okay? I'm fine. Guess I'm stressed too. Saw some weird stuff last night, or I think I did. Want to talk about it. Later, I'm still like putting it together. Can we talk about school? Also later. I wanted to go through that entire conversation before I commented on it, but her mom apologized. Like, I'm sorry. And May apologized too. And I feel like May's apologies was a little more complete. Like, she said like why she's sorry. Like, I'm sorry, I said some things that I really shouldn't have said. And her mom's apology felt more vague, like, I'm just sorry. It's hard to take one moment like this discussion and say this represents every single time that this family may have apologized or may have argued. It's really hard to say that. But what I like about this is that they did apologize. They did talk about it. It's not the most in depth, but if I were to summarize this discussion, it almost sounded like her mom gave her the room to talk first, because her mom was kind of like, hey, how are you doing? What's up? You look tired. And when May didn't bring it up, her mom brought it up herself, like, hey, I wanted to say that I'm sorry. Her mom didn't fully say, like, I really shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that we saved up all this money, and I shouldn't have implied that it was a waste. I shouldn't have put that burden on you. Not burden, but I shouldn't have put all that weight on you. Like, her mom wasn't super specific about it, but it still created this atmosphere where it's not just May who apologizes. Sometimes we grow up in these homes where our parents don't apologize, and our parents never say sorry. And it kind of, when we grow up in environments like that, it kind of makes it feel like, it's almost like our parents have a hard time admitting that they've done something wrong. And when that happens, though, it's really hard then to have conversations that feel a little more equal, I guess. And that's not what we're seeing in front of us. You know, her mom apologized, and May apologized, and her mom is basically saying, I want to do what I can to help you, because whatever happened last year where May hurt someone and they got sent to the hospital, we don't know the full details of what happened, but her mom is basically saying, I want to do what I can to support you I basically want to prevent that from ever happening again. And this idea of, I want to create a supportive home environment, I feel like that's a little bit of what's going on here too. And I really like a lot of that, because it also implies to me that her mom is basically saying, if that means that I have to work on myself, and if that means that I have to apologize, and if that means I have to do all of these things, then I'm going to work on that. And I feel like that kind of also implies that we know that it's not an overnight fix, but it doesn't mean we're not working on it, because that's what working on anything is. It's what mental health is. It's what physical health is. We work on these things. They're not overnight fixes, as much as we may want them to be. So I like that. I feel like when we talk about supportive families, a lot of times we picture something that's perfect. But supportive families aren't necessarily perfect, but it's this idea of like, I'm working on it, and I have this open communication and an honest desire to change things. So it's not the kind of thing where I'm saying sorry and then I'm repeating the same things again, but there's this open communication to really kind of try these things. And potentially this isn't the most perfect definition of these things, but again, we are all growing, learning, and changing. And when it comes to parents too, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. But if we're honestly working on it, how does that show up? Kind of, I guess that's what I'm thinking of. So I really like that. It's hard too because I really have this desire to ask Mae, like, but what do you think about that? And I want to ask the dad too, like, is this normal for this family? Like, what are your thoughts on that? But of course I can't, because first off, these are video game characters. But it's so much of video games are one-way communication, right? Like, we receive information from the video game, so I can't ask them these questions. But I like how much information the game is able to convey with this short of an interaction. And we can continue talking. So what are you stressed about? Well, I guess you're a grown-up now. Just spill it, Mom. After your incident a few years back, as you know, we went into some debt, smoothing that over. So this idea that potentially they're having to pay off for hospital bills or lawyer bills. Geez, I'm still so sorry about that. And I feel like hospital bills and lawyer bills are things that we don't think about as kids. But depending on what happens, potentially parents have to pick up those kinds of bills. It's in the past. Let's not go back over it. So this sounds like her mom's way of saying, I don't want you to blame yourself over something that happened in the past. And like, to me, that kind of sounds like a way of saying, if we can't change it now, let's not worry about it. Let's focus on what we can change now. Okay. When it came time to get you off to school, we took advantage of a kind of mortgage. Oh, to make sure you were taken care of. Okay, Mae's face. So like, they refinanced their mortgage, or they took out a second mortgage on their house to pay for Mae's college. And they had to do that because potentially they used her college fund to pay for the bills that came with everything that happened before. Well, it turns out it wasn't a very good deal, and I just feel so stupid. So her mom blames herself for like whatever came with this mortgage thing. They like to offer these mortgages to people who maybe don't have a lot of money and aren't used to getting offers like these. Why? Because the bank took advantage of us. There's there's a lot with poverty is the word that comes to mind, but a lot that comes with being poor that keeps people in that cycle. So car insurance is something that comes to mind because I get I always have this option when my car insurance renews where they're like, you can pay this much in one chunk, or if you can't afford that one chunk, which is always astronomical, not astronomical, but it's a large chunk of money to pay all at once, or you can pay monthly payments. But the monthly payments are always, yes, they are monthly payments, so they're significant, they're smaller inherently, but they kind of like tack on interest to it for some reason, because they're basically trying to entice you to pay it all at once. And so there's a lot with being poorer, for lack of a better term, for not having as much money, for not being as wealthy. There's a lot that comes with that keeps people in that situation. So when we pay things with monthly payments, we end up paying more money, like with car payments, with mortgages, with debt, with anything like that. And this can be with a lot of things. This can be with monthly payments for Netflix. Netflix is actually not a great example of that. But there are a lot of things like that we end up paying more because we can't pay it off all at once. And that can keep people from building more wealth, essentially. And sometimes there are companies out there that take advantage of that and really like push that harder. I mean, payday loan places, all kinds of things like that. And now they own the house and we owe them more than it's worth. And like something like this, how do you get out of that, right? That can be a really hard situation to get out of. And that can feel really hard mentally. What does that mean? It means we're not sure how long into the future we'll have the house. Holy crap, we're in trouble, huh? And I'm a huge jerk. And this is something where I noticed that Mae blames herself for it, And her mom blames her for it. Not Mae blames Mae for it. Mae's mom blames Mae's mom for it. I feel like I needed some more names there instead of just pronouns. And there's no clear like this is so and so's fault, right? But again, with mental health, it is so easy to just blame ourselves. And there's no good, clear answer with these kinds of things either. And this is often how life is. It's very complicated and messy. It's okay, sweetie. Don't worry. What you reading? It's a book of unsolvable murders. Do they all happen? Oh, I don't know. Maybe, sure. Want to hear a real teaser? Sure. Or not right now. Got a jet. Yeah, sure. Why not? All right. There's a man lying dead in a kitchen. The bullet wound in his head. There's a man there with him. He's got some blood on his right hand, but no gun. Was it like an ice chip? Is that what this is? Like, he has blood in his hand. So did he have an ice chip? Or like an ice knife? And so by the time someone else got there, it had melted. That's usually what happens in these kind of murder mystery things, right? Huh? Last thing, the dead guy had a scar on the back of his head. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Because also a lot of these mysteries lean into Chekhov's gun and you dismiss a lot of these details. And then once you find out the answer, you're like, what? I've read a lot of those like 5-minute mystery books and they're often a lot like that. Well, I don't know if there's one answer. It's supposed to get you thinking. About murder? Or you should have been a detective. About murder? I can't solve a murder without one. Okay, I have a question. What kind of scar does the dead guy have? Who's the other guy in the room? Yeah. What else is in the room? Yeah, what else is in the room? Normal stuff. Refrigerator, microwave, silverware, knives. No knife wounds, though. Oh, right. Mae's face. Okay, I think I got it. Wow, what you got? The guy in the room is a surgeon. He implanted a magnet in the dead guy's skull. That's why he has that scar. And then the suspect used a super magnet or something on the dead guy's forehead, which pulled the magnet out through the dude's head. That's why he has the blood on one hand. Yep. Or he tried to do like CPR on the guy, right? That's another option. And I bet the murder weapons are stuck to the fridge holding up a pic of Aunt Dottie. Oh, bravo, sweetie. Thank you, thank you. This feels like how this, like these people, this feels like how Mae and Mae's mom bond. Is through like murders and murder mysteries, right? Whereas Mae bonds with her dad just through watching television in silence. We'd make quite a pair of investigators. Could open a detective agency in town. Could use one right now, probably. Always work for crime solvers. Right, I'm gonna get one going. Love you, daughter detective. You too, Inspector Mom. Mom has the dead body. Jeez. This whole debt situation would put a lot more pressure on the dad, too, when he lost his job before. Because, like, not only is there this debt, but it's, I have shit to pay. Because there's no pressure to work if you don't have bills to pay, right? Because otherwise, like, who cares? But when you have an astronomical amount of debt, even when you're working, that debt, like the feeling of that debt increases when you have more bills to pay. Because they're saying this debt is a lot even when he is working. So when he wasn't working, I can only imagine like that pressure that he would have, especially because we are in a society where typically like men are the providers. I mean, her mom is working too, but I feel like that is something that a lot of that we often teach. We often teach men that it's their job to provide, therefore they're the ones who have to have the jobs and all that other stuff. So that I can imagine being a huge pressure for Mae's dad. The missus varnished this porch herself. Don't go tracking metal over it. Oh no. Is their partner gone? Is that why they're so protective of the porch? Like, this is something that they worked so hard on, they cared about, and now they're gone. If that's the case, now I feel so bad for standing on the porch this whole time. Oh, hi, Selmers. How's it going, Selmers? How was your Halloween? Weird. Went to Harfest. Saw some messed up shit that I think was real. Had a really bad nightmare. Cool, I stayed and ate candy, watched TV. I like that one a lot better. Halloween episodes were on. How many Halloween movies are there at this point? Are there enough of them that we could call them episodes? Well, I was out living a Halloween episode, okay? Whoa. Yep. Want to hear a new poem? Of course. Of course, of course. Sure. Autumn wins. Autumn sins. Whew, okay. Autumn times. Autumn crimes. What counts as an autumn sin, or what's considered an autumn crime? Yeah, what's a sin? Cheating on your wife? With some gas station skank. In November. All right, yeah, that's inconsiderate. Hey, Mr. Chazikov. Yes, Selma. You're gonna break your neck someday. I will make sure to fall right on you. Well, I'm a big enough target. I'm bigger than you. We should be covered. You too. Oh, I can still talk to you. Leaves, leaves, leaves. Is that a poem? Nope. Okay. Now I'm gonna go try to get up on that roof and not fall. I'm gonna blame the rain. The rain made me fall. Oh, my mailbox just magically got fixed? What kind of tomfoolery is this? Oh, I can do something up here. Can see Penderson's house from here. What a ghoul that guy is. He has hated me forever. Well, is that the person who stared at their butt? I don't really blame them. Just because I put an M80 down his roof gutter. What? I mean, it's just petty, this grudge. That was like forever ago. May. May. Maybelline. Okay, we're gonna do this carefully now. We are not gonna slip and fall off a roof. I'm here. In one piece. Miss Mae Borowski. Present. Smell the autumn winds. Yeah, hard to miss it. One should not miss such a thing. Talking off. Or taking off. Want to see some stars? Yes. Absolutely. Come have a look. Ah, the light. That one is actually bright for me. I'm blind. This is your own fault at this point, I would say. Oh, I'm really close. I'm really close. I'm really close. Right here? Yeah. Found one. Let's see. That's a snake. Big snake. Big snake? Yep. Anything else? I saw a big snake once. At the zoo? In Scouts, we were hiking, and one was sunning itself on a rock. What a treat. I was thinking it's rare to see a snake just randomly relaxing. What's up with this one? Big snake emerged from the earth and made war upon the villages. What villages? You know, villages. Just villages. Okay. And he has wrapped himself around them. The villagers saw that they were encircled by the snake, big snake, and they came together, and together slew the big snake. You learn. Why did Big Snake attack the people? Do you have sympathy for the big snake? Geez, I didn't know, but can we just keep saying big snake? Big snake. Big snake. Big snake. That's something that I really like that in stories where they make the bad guys not bad guys, where they're just misunderstood or they have a valid point of view. I feel like that makes it more realistic than someone who is inherently bad, because we don't usually go about making choices that we usually see as evil. We go about making choices that make sense to us. So I like that in storytelling in general. And I guess that came to mind when this teacher was like, oh, do you have sympathy for the big snake? As in, like, could you maybe understand them or things like that? Star located, Captain. Let us consult the guide. Oh, you will like this one. Really? Because they are dead. Oh yeah, I'm into it. Gramercy, the medium. In life, he spoke with the dead? Really? Who knows? What does Google tell me? But when he died, his own spirit returned and spoke through him. Wait, that's dumb. How so? That's just called being alive. Wait, what? That's just called being alive. Not so, his body was dead. But then, like, how would you differentiate that? I mean, there are people whose, like, hearts have technically stopped. Would that technically count as the same thing? So he was like a zombie, but just as smart as before, not looking for brains. So like normal, but he smelled bad. Oh, just so. Why did they make this guy into a star? I have no idea. I guess it's kind of impressive. Dumb, but impressive. So what's the moral of this one? Moral. Yeah, usually the star things like this have some sort of moral. Sometimes things are just strange. That's the moral. This is our pair for the day. Well, gee wilkers, Mr. Chazikov. Wilkers. Wow, that was pretty great. Yes. Yes, it was. More in a couple days? The dead guy. All right, cool. Good talk. I'm gonna get off this roof that I fell off once. And off the porch that I now feel bad about. Let's see if I can actually steal today. I'm horrible at this. But the rat babies will actually love food. Because apparently I can't manage to steal every day. Oh my god! Need something, miss? No. No. I'm awful at that. At this rate, it would just be better to bring food from home, like a piece of bread. Oh, hey, Miss Rosa. Oh, hello, May. Feeling better? As well as can be expected, I suppose. That's good. Did you want to talk about your grandfather? Yeah. Possum Springs was built on our backs and the backs before us. Time was, they didn't pay the people in real money. Paid in little tokens and bills stamped with the company name. Is that really a thing that happened? Good at the company store for company goods. That sounds like something that would happen. Back in school, they showed us some of those. Weird quarters and stuff. Your grandfather remembered. His daddy experienced it firsthand. Mine boss came into the town, driving a big fancy car. Night I met your grandfather. A real bastard, that boss. God forgive him. Your grandfather runs out of the dance. I think he was a bit drunk or just stupid in some brave way. He shouts, "The guts of all the bosses." He all of a sudden has a hunting knife from somewhere and he slashes the boss's tires. So like, one guy rules this town and Mae's grandfather, like, I guess when I picture that, I picture someone that nobody is willing to stand up to, but Mae's grandfather was willing to stand up to him and not only stood up to him, but slashed his tires. Wow. Picks up a rock, puts it through the windshield, then he climbs up. I'm sorry, this part is a bit rude. Holy shit, don't stop. So like, not only slashes the tires, hits a rock through the windshield, and then is so public about it that everybody knows it's him, which is a whole level of brave or stupid or something, right? Like, isn't that how Rosa talked about it? Holy shit, don't stop. He pees through the windshield hole. I was expecting like some more shouting, like name calling, not that. Not that. This is amazing. Did they catch him? Nah, just me and a few other folks saw it. I trot over to him and we run off down the alley, past the A-OK drugstore. Big field, big parking lot nowadays, stars, flat and bright. I guess we were both pretty drunk. One thing led to another. Oh, okay, that's always weird. It's always weird to like hear about, like, I feel like the implication here, I guess I should say, the implication here feels like romantic interest. And I feel like when it's your own family, it's so weird to hear about other romantic interests that like aren't your family. It's like, wait, you had a life outside of this family? That's weird. I don't know, it's just weird to me. Because I think when we grow up, we just, That's just not how we're used to thinking. Oh, okay, wait. When was this? A very long time ago. Was he... So, like, was he with her grandmother at the time or not? Oh, the fact that it's not said is not, that kind of says a lot, doesn't it? Doesn't it? So what happened with the car? Got towed away. Police couldn't get no witnesses. We weren't snitches about that kind of thing. Damn right. So, like I said, you got troublemaker blood. Jeez, I never knew this. Well, who would tell you? I don't think your daddy even knows. I bet not. You gonna tell him? Yes or no? What would be the point of telling the dad? Like, we do everything for a reason, we do everything for a purpose, right? Like, if the grandfather didn't tell the dad, it would have been for a reason? Especially that last part. And Rosa didn't go trying to tell the dad. I guess I'm mentally deciding between if ignorance is bliss or not, kind of a thing. No. Secret keeper like me, huh? I just think it'd be a weird conversation. You may find someday it isn't so strange. I wanted to pass this story along to you. It was one night, one thing he did. In a lifetime of nights and things he did. What you want to do with that is part of your story now. So are we gonna see her again? I can't talk much more for today. I'd like to know more about him. This is crazy. I'll see you, Mae. Sooner or later. Okay. Bye, Miss Rosa. So that wasn't actually saying anything about whether we'd see her again. Bye for now, Mae Borowski. Because that feels like a goodbye. And it feels like that story's done. What's going on here? Hey, kids. Hey, kind of a weird question, but is anyone missing? What? Like anyone you know who was out last night and didn't come back? I don't think so. What's going on? Nothing. Thought I saw something. Okay, you should tell us if this is something. Just be careful, okay? Keep an eye out and let me know if you see anything weird, okay? This is such a weird thing because Mae's aunt was telling Mae, like, be careful, tell me if something happens, and now Mae is the one telling these younger kids, tell me if something happens, like, be careful, guys. It's like Mae is starting to become more adult in this weird way because she saw this thing happen. I mean, you all hang out together constantly. You're safer than anyone else I know. Okay. Bye. I'm gonna go look for pentacles, pentagrams. I still can't believe that I can't steal to save my children and feed them. I thought I was supposed to be good with crimes. Let's go to church. I couldn't do crimes and now I'm gonna go to church. I really do love the music in this game though. Oh. I don't feel right about it. I know, but sometimes the right thing doesn't feel right. I just think it's just wrong to take something. And folks don't want you to take it. Well, I feel like God would see this differently. I do, at least. I feel like I am listening to so much gossip. That's good, because you're a good person. Hey, hey. Hey again. Hey. So I had this really bad dream last night. Me too. I dreamed I was a pizza. This pastor's dreams are so funny. And I was afraid someone would slice me. Oh, that's not great. Jeez. Yep. This just makes me sad we don't have a pizza place anymore. Gotta order it from out by the highway now. Tragic. I had a dream I was a goose flying south and I had to keep up with the other gooses or I'd get lost. What happens with dreams in this town? That's sad. Weren't a good dream. What are you all talking about? May, you were like listening to most of it. Big meeting coming up. City council. Yep. About Bruce here. Is that normal to have a city council meeting about like one person? Wow, that's intense. Like a circus? Get it? Because a circus is like intense. Okay. We'd appreciate your prayers. This is precisely the kind of time where God shows up. Hope so. Me too. I wonder what they're deciding about Bruce. Like, do we allow Bruce to stay? Or like, where is Bruce gonna live? Because there was also that conversation about like, well, he could stay in the library or he could stay in the basement of the church. And it could be a trial run. I think that was the wording that was used. Has this sign changed? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything in the sanctuary when the pastor's not there. But our mom is here! Hey, church mom. Hey, heathen daughter. Oh, I'll make it in here someday. But come on, seriously, no one likes getting up on Sunday. That's fair. I find it very enriching. Your father does too, mostly. So like, mom drags dad to church. And lets May do what May chooses. But he attends, and that's important. And he knows it means a lot to me. All right, well, guilt thoroughly tripped. You do work for the church. That's not what faith is like, huh? Hun, there's more grace than condemnation. I feel like that probably depends on, like, the culture of the church, though, too. Kind of whatever. All right, I'm out. See you later, sweetie. This room. What is with this room? You can see into it, so there's something there. It reminds me of the room in the house where the dad had to move the boxes. I'll look in here just in case, but that's what that section reminds me of, where it's like, okay, it's there for a purpose, but what is the purpose? There is a purpose. I'm preaching. Joy, peace, love. I also noticed that this church has very, I guess, non-denominational is the term, kind of feeling to it. There's not very super specific identifying religious signs or figures or something like that on it. Besides calling themselves pastor. But like, there's not like the Virgin Mary, or there's not a cross or something like that. So it could be almost any religion, if that's how we wanted to kind of see it. I'm sorry, rat babies. I have no food for you. Did you go to Harvest? Yeah, ended up in a play because my friend B screwed it up. Cool. I ate pizza and watched Blood Gorgon. Cool. Or Blood Gorgon. Yes, Blood Gorgon. Tell us about it. Italian movie from like 1980. Lots of blood, but it's like theatrical and stuff. Girls' boarding school? Bunch of ghosts kidnapping them. Taking them to the Blood Gorgon. Yep. Is something wrong? Nah, just... I think I saw a ghost or something last night. Oh my gosh, wouldn't this like mouse love that? Wouldn't they love that? I'm not sure. That sounds kind of awesome. It was like the opposite of awesome. Yeah, but like it sounds very much like what happens in horror movies, right? Oh, sorry. And also, if that was faked, wouldn't that be right up their alley to find out like how it was faked? Because they want to go to school for that. So if it was like a fake thing, they could help May figure out how it was faked. It's cool. I'll see you later. Good luck with your ghost problem. Thanks. Also, have you seen any pentacles around town? No. Okay, cool. Ooh. So today's my last day. Oh dear, we're gonna miss you. It happened so fast. Let us know how it is. It's like, should we go to kind of a thing? I will. I'll come visit. Will you? Can't leave you two to fend for yourselves. Oh dear, what are we gonna do without you? Y'all wanted to go see a movie or something? Yeah, let me get settled in. And we can go on an outing. And you'll see me whenever you go for groceries. That's true. I ain't going far. Not far at all. I feel like it's really common for us to want to keep those kinds of connections alive with people. Like camp friends and old work friends. But then it's also really hard to legitimately keep those connections going. Like we get busy with new connections, new support systems, the new job, and then it's really hard to keep those old connections going, especially when we see them less. War is some bullshit. We could say that. You hear me, statue? I guess you were drafted? Ugh. You died before you got to enjoy the statue they made of you. It's garbage. They can't make me go to war. I'll go underground. I'll join some sort of group that's against war and stuff. We'll go blow up war stuff and sabotage other war stuff. I'll live in the shadows for decades. No address. Always on the run. Living in a trailer in the desert. It'll be awesome. Significantly harder to do than it sounds, though. Like, way harder to do. Especially with the internet. And shit. Okay, so we can go to the video outpost. Huh, someone moving in? Probably something dumb. I miss you, pizza place. Maybe it's not dumb, though. Change sounds scary, but it's not always this bad thing. Change is the unknown, and the unknown is scary. Because we don't know it. It's kind of like the devil you know versus the devil you don't know. But it's not always bad. It's wet again, and I'm cold again. It's just rain. Hey, why are we still standing out here? Someone has to. What? No, they don't. We can go to the Snack Falcon. I love this cat on the motorized scooter thing. I love it. Okay. Sup, dude? Ugh. Ugh. Long night, weird night. What's up? I'll tell you at band practice? Cool. What you up to? Just saying hello. Or we gonna head out to band practice? Just saying hello. Hello! Okay, bye! So, we don't choose anyone to hang out with then till after band practice, if I remember that right. I wonder what is moving in there. Oh, Angus! My very logical friend. You up for band practice in a bit? I guess. Weird night. How so? I'll tell you about it later? Okay. So are they gonna talk about it at the diner after band practice? So let's go talk to B and then band practice. Talk to B before we go to our band practice. Some alliteration. Hello, my beautiful bee friend. Hey, bee. Hey, thanks again for last night. I owe you one. It's fine, it was fun. My knot got, like, really weird and bad after. How so? I'll tell you later, I guess. Still, like, putting it together. Okay, well, let me know how it goes. I will. I think it's band practice day. Yeah, I'm gonna go hunt down Greg. Shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, no, he's at the Snack Falcon. I don't know how that guy stays employed. He steals constantly. Shit. Breaks supplies for fun, and leaves work whenever he wants. Greg plays by his own rules. But sometimes playing by our own rules means that we can lose our jobs. It feels more like the world plays by his rules. Whoa. I don't even know what that means. It almost sounds like what B is saying is that there's some frustration because he can do all those things and like get away with it and still have a job. And she feels like she has to stay super rigid and like she can't break any rule kind of a thing. That feels like what she's saying. Still, whoa. B feels very strict and rigid because like that's how she's survived what happened to her mom. Whereas Greg feels very chaotic And I guess we don't know why, or if there is a reason for that. And like, Mae is chaotic in her own way, and maybe that's why they get along and why they're friends. Greg, what you up to? Well, I am ready for band practice. Yeah, let's do this. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to play again. Oh, Germ Warfare. Back to watch this fiasco again, huh? Yep, you're our only fan, Germ. I'm just here to be entertained. I am a gentleman of leisure. Nice. Okay. Let's do this. Hey, dude. You okay? You look tired. Yeah, I was up all night. They were fixing the roof door, and it was super loud. Roof door? Yeah, the door at the top of the stairs that goes out into the roof. Now I can, like, I don't know, run from that door down to the lobby. So, like, I have all this extra energy, so now I have a bigger place to run in to get it out. Up to the roof. And pee off the side of the building. Yeah, maybe not. Let's not. Let's not. But what's to stop random people from doing that too? Society's rules. Dude, it'll be fine. Sorry, I'm just tired. That's fair. Like, we can have our internal voices come out a little more when we're tired. Ready to go? Yeah, let's do this shit. Oh god. Oh god. What is A again? Oh god. I got those ones. Oh gosh. I am so sorry. Is there a way to, like, turn on the virtual base again from B? Oh, they have skeletons. Oh my gosh, no. I got the last one. That's what counts. That's what counts. That's all. That I got maybe the first one and the last one. That's what counts. Ah, jeez. Yeah, that was not good. I never said that I was good at this. So fast. You just pushed a button. Technically, that's all I do too, mate. Just want to put that out there. I'm so tired. I strained my vocal cords yelling. Is Angus like in a metal band? Is that what this is? Are we in a metal band? That makes it all the more fantastic. Awesome. I'm gonna sound so husky. And anyways, I don't even know if they're dreams or not. And this guy, who I think was a ghost, kidnapped some kid, and also I think was in my head after, while I was sleeping. And anyway, yeah, I think I need to do something, because this is scary. Well, that's not what I was expecting to hear tonight. I can agree with that. I think there's kind of this implication or this direct question of, like, is this reality? How much of this is reality? Versus, like, perception kind of a thing. Are you okay, dude? Because, like, the aunt didn't see it. So did the aunt not see it because it wasn't there? Or did the aunt not see it because she just, like, literally missed it? Yeah, I'm not, like, losing it or something. It probably wasn't a ghost. Yeah, probably not. And then if it is reality, was it a ghost or was it, like, an actual thing? An actual kidnapper thing? Yeah, definitely. Ugh. Okay, fine, I'll go figure this out myself. Oh, dude, don't be like that. You got us. So they're not like unsupportive. It almost sounds like shit when you hear this. How, like, what does support mean? Like how I think that's a difficult thing to figure out, is like, what does support mean in this situation? Ah, dudes. Okay, fine. So B is the last one to agree, like, yes, I will help. So we need to maybe see if there's like some ghosty stuff happening around here. Like from a source we can trust, what would that look like? Such as, does the newspaper have a ghost section? No. No, May, no it doesn't. What? Why is that a dumb question? You know, we could go check the library for books about it. No, they have the local paper on file going back a century. If there's some secret history on kidnapper ghosts, we'll find it there probably. Oh wow, I didn't know they had that. I thought it was just like a broken down old bunch of books. When's the last time you were at the library? We actually have one of the nicer ones around. Damn. Oh, how? Rich dude who paid for it a while back when? Yeah, they had a foundation and it's just like nobody cares but her. Never mind, let's go. Can we regroup after? Sure. Okay, we'll be back. Woohoo! Ghosties! That's the spirit. Spirit. That's the spirit. The library. This feels like Scooby-Doo. There's the same like type of mural. Look, jobs. Weird. Like when this is painted, it was like, hey, look out the window. We're all working. Things are great. It's like propaganda. Now it's like one of the graffiti murals after someone gets shot or hit by a car. So like, yeah, propaganda. Like, look at how great this is. Look at how great this industry is. This mural is really affecting you. I forget that we live in separate realities. Mine's clearly better. Pumpkinhead guy. Dead. Yep. Nope, that sounds about right. I like the spooky music. Hey! Closing in 2 hours. Okay, cool. Any idea where the microfiche is? Microfiche. Microfiche. 3rd floor. Okay, thanks. Up, up, up. I've never looked at a microfiche. Microfiche? Microfiche. Micro... that thing. Slow night? Yep. Spooky here, all alone. I'd be spooked. Larry's wandering around here somewhere. Who's Larry? Is Larry the same janitor guy that we've seen this entire time? Like, is he the town janitor? I also don't think I've ever been in a library this big that is like a town library. I've been in school, like university libraries that are this big, but never like a town library this is big. It's on the 2nd floor. Also, I think it's really funny how in America, it's like 1st floor is like the ground floor, and then you have like 2nd floor, 3rd floor, and in other countries it's not. It's like ground floor, and then 1st floor, and then 2nd floor, and then 3rd floor, and I think that kind of tells sometimes where games are made. So if you have a game that's like 3rd floor and it's like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, it's probably made in the US or like US developers, whereas if you have a game where it's like ground floor, 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, it's probably not made in the US. I think that's so interesting, like these small but potentially impactful cultural differences. I just think it's really interesting. Looks like someone left something open on this one. Are we gonna peek? It's a resume. Bob Targ. Born 1967. 50 years old. Let's see. Experience. Mining, construction, well drilling. So one of these people who lost their jobs because of this industry. And also like very physical work that is harder to do when you get older. Like, how well can your body handle construction work when you're 50? I never think about getting a job when I'm old. 50 is not really old. No, 50 is not old. But there is ageism in finding a job. So, like, the older you get, the harder it is potentially to find a job because employers don't always want to hire someone who's older. like, that's a very real thing that people face. 50's not really old. I mean, you should have money then, right? I mean, you just had that conversation with your parents about their debt, though, right? And not everybody saves for retirement, or their retirement gets lost, right? We've had these massive recessions, and if your money is lost in the recession, especially if you're right about to retire, like, what? You can't fucking retire. Ideally, it should be, like, guaranteed. Should be guaranteed in general. Like, there are very few things in life that are guaranteed, though. You gonna join my young socialist chatterbox group? No. This is the kids section. Holy crap. What? It's a charity barity. What's a charity barity? How do you not know charity barity? I assume this is something from school. The school of being 5 freaking years old. All right. So it's almost like Elmo, I guess. Like, we assume that everybody would have the same childhood experiences, like this big figure that we do. And then if there's somebody who doesn't, it's like, how do you not know that? So this is like a thing you liked as a kid. No, I hated charity barity. It does look really hateable. It was like, you were kidnapped by a cult. Have you noticed how many times cult has been referenced in this game? An odd number of times. You were under some curse. Also curses. You were kidnapped by a cult. And then they were like brainwashing you instead of some cult guy with a wavy dagger and a magic mask. That's not... Okay, yeah, go on. Instead of that, it was this effing pink nightmare. I like how B's like, that's not usually how cults go, but okay. You were scared of it? No, I was bored to death. Mae's shaking her head like, no. I feel like Mae's interests are murder and not whatever you normally talk about when you're 5. It was talking forever about like being kind to others. Again, prime example, Mae is like, I want to learn about murder and not being kind to others. And like, I don't know, helping an old neighbor do engine repair. That sounds nice. Charity Barity helps Mr. Old Polanco help his hovercraft. Ugh, this is not the worst part. It always rhymed. Charity Barity, Pink Nightmarity. Charity Barity, I just don't carity. Geez, they sure have made a lot of these books. I think they're still making them. Kind of like Nancy Drew. Aren't they still making Nancy Drew books? Not that Nancy Drew always rhymes or like is in the same league. Just the only book series that came into mind immediately where they're still making books. Probably not from the original author though, would be my guess. This one looks pretty old. Charity Barity, danger everywhereity. That's vague and disconcerting. Could have just kept updating that one book. Jeez. Do we have to go back? Yeah, we have to go back. Can you imagine following someone and from your point of view, they just walk into a wall for a little bit and they're like, oh, gotta turn around. Because that's what I just did with me. Oh, wow, it's dusty up here. It's old up here. Sure is. Maybe your ghost is up here. Yep, ghost or something. Whatever he was. He walked through a chain link fence or flew over it or jumped over it or something. Although it'd be really hard to jump over a chain link fence. Especially if it had barbed wire on top. Especially with someone on, like if you're carrying someone and you jump over a fence. That would be really hard. While carrying something. That's what I just said, Mae. Oh, right. Well, that's even more impressive. So we're gonna go find this guy because he took someone and he's like somehow connected to this thing I've been going through. Or there was a hole in the fence that he knew about, but Mae didn't because it was dark too. And that's not good. That all sounded a lot more badass in my head. It's okay, it was fine. Did someone else leave a resume up here, or is this the microfiche? All right, there she is. Like, how's a she? Cool. Like a boat. So, I have no idea how to use it. Really? I can't know how to do everything. I like how Mae's like, I know how to be badass. I know how to kind of play the bass. And that's it. I can't know how to do everything. I'm sorry, but what expertise have you brought to this thus far? I just said that, B. I just explained that. This whole thing was my idea. No, your idea was ghost hunting. My idea was to do at least a tiny bit of research on it. If you think it's so stupid, why are you here? Because you're my friend, you asshole. Aww. I feel like there are very few people in this game so far who have outwardly said that. Ugh. Aw, we friends, Beatrice? And then Mae, it feels like Mae has a hard time accepting like compliments in general or those kinds of positive things. So her defense mechanism, the way that she protects herself because it's so awkward or she's not used to those kinds of things, is to like make fun of it. Like the humor defense mechanism. Here, let me get this set up. We'll be here all night if your dumbass is in charge. All right, so what are we looking for? I want to steer. No. Move, I'm steering. Ow. Jeez, Mae. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. How do we do this? Step 1, look at the screen. Step 2, move around and look at stuff. Step 3, find a ghost. Sure. So do we click on stuff? Spectral happenings, possum jump. Does it? Oh, we do have to click on stuff. Okay. So the one about spectral happenings, there we go. Hey, look at this. Yeah. Looks like possum jump. Let me read it. It's possum jump. Okay, yeah. That's back up in the state park, right? Yeah. Ever been up there? Nope. Gonna check it out, though. Go nuts. It's actually probably only a mile or so from Mrs. Miranda's house. Back up in the hills. All kinds of stuff up there. Well, I'll try to avoid any basements or corpse husbands. That's a YouTuber. Co-signed. And a musician. Events. Possum massacre. No ghosts to be found here. The way you say ghost, it sounds like you don't believe me. Local ghost Little Joe. Yes, that Little Joe ghost. Mentioned again. Oh, look. Scooch so I can see. Graveyard. That's a gimme. I mean, if you're looking for ghost stuff, that's where they make a lot of them. They make them there. Like it's a factory. Looks like they saw him in the old section. Oh, cool. That's where his grave is. I'm actually interested in that. How could you not be interested? This is like actual dangerous ghost stuff. I like history. Ghosts are history. History that won't stay history. That's actually pretty good. Underground gases afflict many. Oh, is that why there are the sinkholes? And the mining, like, creates maybe pockets for the gases. Like, if the gases are there, the mining, like, causes it to create these sinkholes, too. Piracy. Strange but true, a tale of teeth. We found a tooth from our grandfather. Okay. Bad bosses figure heavily into Possum Springs history, and this morbid tale of crime and secret societies is no exception. The story goes, in 1870, a local mine boss was skimming workers on their pay. A group of miners confronted him while he was in the act. He denied everything, with many a slur, and punched the mine leader, so-and-so, in the face, causing him to lose his last remaining tooth. The miners knew how much Darney's tooth meant to him, and they descended on the boss. A few held the boss down, while others removed all of his teeth with pliers. The teeth were passed out to the miners, and a secret society was created with a vow to protect the workers' interests. Membership was based on owning one of the teeth, and each was marked with a symbol of their choosing. These symbols were used around the coal patch to organize meetings and make announcements. The boss survived his attack, but never named his attackers for fear of implicating himself. When died a few years later, members dug up his grave to retrieve his skull. It was used in ceremonies performed before going out for retribution. All would gather round, placing their teeth into the sockets, and later retrieve their tooth after the retribution was completed. Upon a member's death, their tooth would be passed to a new member. Teeth of members in jail would be left in their sockets until their fates were decided. After the strike of 1889, the society dwindled. Occasionally, a descendant of one of these men will find a tooth with strange markings in their home. Strange but true. We found this! Oh wow, this is gnarly and awesome. Oh my god. That's it? That's all you have to say about that? This is what's happening. Okay, so our grandfather was part of a cult. Like so this is what we know. Okay, the information that we have is our grandfather didn't care about rules. Our grandfather openly talked shit to bosses. So there's this secret society. Pretty sure something that happened in the 1870s would predate our grandfather. So our grandfather was part of this secret society that got its founding in what's the word I'm looking for? Retaliation, in rebellion. That's a good word for it. And he had one of these teeth. And now we have one of the teeth. Did our dad know about this? That's a very interesting question. Because who last opened up the safe? If it was the dad and the dad knew about the tooth, did the dad know what the tooth meant? And is the secret society still going on? So weird. Hey. Ghost spotted. Historical society. History that won't say history in a history place. History place. Yeah, I've never been. You didn't go back to school? Oh, I think this is when I wasn't in school. Oh, after the softball incident. Yeah, mostly just watched TV and did therapy. Well, it's actually a pretty cool old house. Used to be owned by one of the mine owners or something. Railroad, mine, steel mill, something like that. An actual haunted house. No. Elementary school kids are there all the time. They have summer arts and crafts programs. Oh, well, still worth checking out. Okay, well, that's 3 leads. Let's boogie. Let's boogie. Also, is that it? Yes. 3 clues. We got 3 leads. And she didn't comment on the skull thing. You're a regular detective. A detective who didn't write down the thing about the tooth. Mae Borowski, a detective of ghosts. All right, let's go. So we've got some leads. Can I borrow your car this week? Do you even have a license? I mean, no, regardless, but do you? Nope. No license, no credit cards, don't believe in money. Just like her grandfather. You just believe in other people's cars and money. I didn't choose to be born into this society. Okay, well, I have, a job. So I can't drive you around to all these spots. I can maybe do the graveyard. I need to go there anyway. Why does she have to? Oh, her mom. That was a silly question. Cool. I'll see if Greg wants to do the other 2. And I probably don't have to say this, but just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen again. Hey, nerd, you ever hear that history repeats? But that doesn't mean it's going to repeat, today, or tomorrow, or, this week, even. It does. It does the same thing over and over again. So we've just been in a loop ever since we were living in caves? Yeah, that's science. Oh my freaking god. But isn't the point of learning history to not have it repeat? So, the tooth. Where's the drawing of the tooth? Mysterious tooth. There's no markings on it. There should be markings on it, May. Your drawing isn't detailed enough. What is that Miss Quelcy? Oh wow, haven't seen her since graduation. She was always kind of a badass. School district did not fund that art program at all. But she made it work. She was some sort of art teacher survivalist. Wow, I never realized. I think they pay her in bits of string and empty soda cans. Thank you all for coming to this second meeting of the Possum Springs Poetry Society. Oh, do you want to stick around for this? Yes, we do. Tonight we have a new poem from myself And Fisherman Jones. Oh yeah! The person down there who's like, don't listen to me. And Selma and Forrester. I will start us off with one of my own. She's from some big city, right? Or they don't actually pay her in string, right? They don't actually pay her in string, right? Yes, Mae, they literally pay her in string. I was just joking. Right. Letter to my worst student. Who would that be? If we were this person's student, wouldn't we be sitting here going, is that me? Is that me? Please don't be me. Letter to my worst student. The subject of my stories I tell friends back home when they ask about life out here in the sticks. It's you. I worry. At the end of my life, you will be the only one I remember. Why did you key my car? I know it was you, Brian. I guess if it was anybody but Brian, we actually, that's the point we wouldn't have to worry if it's us or not. Because I feel like if we're listening to something like this, it'd be so easy to go, let me not actually listen to the entire poem. Let me just sit here and listen for one thing that'll tell me it's not me. That right there would be it. Thanks, everyone. Is that legal? Or poor Mrs. Colsey. Is that legal? What? Talking about details about students like that? She didn't name names. Yeah, she did. Okay, no full names. I have no idea about the legality of teachers talking about stuff like that. But also, keying cars isn't legal either. Not that that justifies it. Again, I have no idea about the legality of that. Next up, Fisherman Jones. Fisherman Jones has a poem for us. Two poems. They're short, though. 2 poems. Take it away. Hi, folks. Thanks. This is called Tunnel Eels. Yeah, eels. Tunnel eels. Tunnel eels. I do not know how it feels to be in darkness all the time, born in muck and raised in slime. But neither do you know paths I've trudged, so it is hardly is your place to judge. Okay, that's one poem. The next one is shorter. This is called Tunnel Frogs. Tunnel frogs swims in the dark. Must think it would be a lark to be a fisherman like me. But what do you know? Amphibian. That's it. That's great. Thank you, Fisherman Jones. Dude is really worried about what fish think. He definitely talks to the actual fish. I mean, I don't think that's bad, though. Like, it's kind of like talking out loud, right? It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Dude is really worried about what fish think. That tunnel always spooks me. Finally, a poem by Selma and Forrester. Yay, Selmers! Thanks, Mae. You know her? Dude, she's like your neighbor. Oh. She writes these really funny, dorky short poems. I'm up for something short and funny. I don't know if this one is going to be short and funny, though. Right? Could this one be very different from everything we've seen before? This is called There's No Reception in Possum Springs. She's not wrong. No reception here. I wave my black phone in the air like a flare, like a prayer, but no reception. I read on the internet, baby face boy billionaire, phone app sold, made more money in one day than my family over 100 generations, more than my whole world ever has. World where home buying jobs become rent buying jobs, become living with family jobs. Boy, billionaires. Money is access to politicians waiting for us to die. Lead in our water, alcohol, and painkillers. Replace my job with an app. Replace my dreams of a home and a yard with a couch in the basement. The future is yours. Force 24/7 entrepreneurs. I just want a paycheck in my own life. I'm on the couch in the basement. They're in the house in the yard. Some night I will catch a bus out to West Coast and burn their Silicon City to the ground. Holy shit. Yeah, so that one was not as quirky or like fun, you know, like short and funny. That one was more revealing of actual thoughts. It's almost like, you know, hustle culture and this idea of how much we compare ourselves to other people, but also in a small town. And when we've been told our entire lives that we have to do these very traditional measures, things that are like measures of society. But when life has so many things culturally that are stacked against us that make that so hard, how do we deal with that? Wow, damn. Huh, she rhymed entrepreneur. I don't even know what that word means. Thanks, everyone. Is she always like this? No. Wow. I mean, maybe they are, though. Like, maybe this is the internal side that doesn't get shown a lot, but it's still there. Huh. Thanks, everyone. See you in 2 weeks. Hey, Selmers. What? I liked your weird poem. Thanks, I wrote it myself. Wait, was the assumption that she didn't write it herself? Nice work, Selmers. I don't like that nickname. What are you two? Sorry. It's cool. Can we go now? Okay, thanks for coming. Is this like a presentation? Is there a PowerPoint? We live here. Right, so, find out anything about your ghost? Yeah. Yeah. Tell him, B. There were some newspaper clippings that talked about a ghost. I love that animation. Not just any ghost. Little Joe. I like how it almost implies that Mae is expecting a reaction, and there's not a reaction. I don't really remember Little Joe. He's a ghost miner. He died in mysterious circumstances. Wow. But, like, mining under mysterious circumstances could also just be, like, a mining accident, but the mining company didn't want to admit that, so they called it mysterious circumstances. I know, right? Mysterious. I thought you were, like, afraid of this ghost. Like, filled with dread and shit. I'm terrified! Okay. I laugh there because the facial animations don't say terrified. Like, the body language. Which can also be a way we protect ourselves. A defense mechanism. Kind of like humor. So it mentioned 3 different places we can all check out. Ugh, I have work and stuff. Yeah, Greg and I also have work. You guys skip out on the work all the time. So almost like Mae has free time, but then these other people don't. And how do we figure that out too? As far as like, it almost feels like she's forgotten that these other people have work. Maybe we can like split this up. Share custody of you and your ghost. What places were you thinking about? The graveyard. I call that one. It's close and not illegal. Is there an illegal one? Greg is like, I want the illegal one because crimes. Sure is. The Historical Society. You know, you don't have to like break in. The people there get paid to show it to you. Anyway, like how they ignore that. Like, but if there's an option for us to do it illegally, we want to take that option. I'm in for the Historical Society. Awesome. So what did I get stuck with? Possum Jump. Angus is very interested in that. I know Possum Jump. We used to go there in Scouts. Perfect. Okay, I need to like actually get home and do work. This is gonna be awesome. And also I'm scared to death. What did we draw? I like how one of the pumpkins is messed up and she scribbled it out. I was looking at the tooth last time. Oh, it's Selmers, a good poet. Thought I would die. If I die, Selmers should write a poem about it. Okay. Hello, Dad. Ugh. Yeah, seems like that's going around. The erg. Yippers. So, you and Mom had a bit of a fight yesterday, huh? So the dad heard about it, probably from the mom. I guess when I hear something like that, too, considering the context of everything, it kind of sounds like this is not an unusual thing in the family. Not super usual either, because we've gone how many days before this happening? So not super usual, but not super unusual. So it kind of sounds like when the dad heard it from the mom, it was kind of like, oh, there's another fight. Like that kind of a thing. Yeah. I thought you two were getting along. We were, or we are. Ooh, so like this one kind of implies that we're not happy with how it resolved. But this one does. We are. Just a bump. You two, always two alike. And I do think that that is something that can happen if we are too much alike. We might... we kind of like we see the same things in the other person that we don't like in ourselves, and that can be kind of irritating. I guess. I got your chill and her smartassness. I just hate to see you two on the outs again. So like they've had a kind of a falling out in the family before, potentially around the same time as whatever happened before with Mae, like hurting someone. So maybe her mom blames herself for that too. Like if only I hadn't had a falling out with my daughter, then maybe she wouldn't have been like acting out, or maybe like that wouldn't have happened. So that could be potentially why she puts more pressure on herself too. Like, I need to be a better mom so this doesn't happen again. It'll be fine. We're cool. So we're having money problems? What? No, we're fine. Dad. Mae, it's fine. It's okay. I'm 20. I can handle it. So like the dad is like denying that the money thing, the debt is actually a thing. Nothing to handle. Okay. So, or he's fairly confident that they can pay it off, that they can handle it, whereas the mom is not confident about it, or maybe the mom is just more anxious in general about numbers. Might just head up to bed tonight. Sounds good, kid. Been a long couple days. So we're not gonna like sit and watch TV with the dad today. We're also not gonna ask him about that tooth. So if we go back down there, is there something with the tooth now? Like are there any additional comments? It's so weird that like we just read about it and there's nothing there. She didn't comment on it. She didn't say anything about it. There's a lot more messages. Hey, Mae, let me know when you want to go to the park. I looked up a map and it's a pretty straight shot to Possum Jump. Okay, great. I've never really get a chance to hang out. It'll be fun, I think. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Night, sir. Tips hat. Yo, I looked up the Historical Society on the internet. It's real old, but then they did some big renovations. Oh, really? I mean, listen, I'm not saying there's a ghost, but old stuff that just got tore up seems like ghost central. How so? You're a ghost hanging out in an old house, and then someone puts in a pool where you died or something. Haunted pools would actually be pretty scary. I'm spooked. I'm going to bed. Hey, let me know when you want to hit up the cemetery. I should be around most nights this week. I don't know. Thanks, Mae. Don't thank me too hard. I'm going there anyway, and it's like right down the road. You're ruining this. Oh, in that case, you are so incredibly welcome, and also you better not forget this big favor. That's more like it. I'm falling asleep. Had fun tonight. Sorry if I was grouchy. It's just falling asleep. It's fine. Wait, did you fall asleep? All right, well, time for us to sleep. Are we going to have a dream? At this point, no dream would be almost weirder. There are floating figures. And fish. Floating fish. It's also weird with these dream sequences to have no music. Because I get so used to the music after you hit one of these things that kind of turns the music on. So there's the thing right above. Ugh. Okay, where's the next one? I didn't... Oh, this is a completely different one. What I find interesting about these dream sequences too is how do we determine whether a dream like this would be good or bad? I mean, what we see as a player are images. But how would Mae see it? Would this be seen as good or bad? And I say that because so much of what feels like a dream, so much of what feels like dreams are emotions. And these dreams are such abstract concepts. Where's the middle? Ah, here we go. What animal is it this time? Oh, a pelican. I was thinking a fish would make sense. A pelican eating the fish. I suppose that makes sense. So, in this chunk of time, we've seen Mae and her mom make up and apologize. Something that I don't think I commented on earlier is that Mae's mom also checked in, like, do you want to talk about this? I had said before that you didn't talk about it. Like, during the argument, Mae's mom was like, you haven't talked about this. But she pointed it out in a nicer way and was like, kind of, it felt like brought it back to this idea of, you can still talk about this. Like, when you're ready, when you're able to, we can talk about this. So we not only saw them apologize, but we also heard the dad talk about how they've had arguments in the past. They're a lot like each other. And that makes sense too, in the sense that if Mae blames herself a lot, and her mom blames herself, they blame themselves about different things, but they do kind of mirror each other a lot in that way. And maybe one reason why Mae's mom gets really frustrated with Mae not doing things is because maybe that's something that she struggled with a lot herself. So, and potentially like the arguments, right? Like, Mae seemed to get really defensive during the argument. Maybe that was like her mom doing the exact same thing, but in a different way. Even if we are very similar to our parents, we are often not exact carbon copies of them because we are our own people. So even when we have those times when someone's like, oh, like, you guys argue because you're so similar, it's often still a different version of the same similarity. So potentially when we're talking about mental health, you know, if Mae is having a hard time with like depression and anxiety, like this what if type thinking, and that like paralyzes her from making choices and she overthinks, maybe her mom is the same thing. Maybe her mom has depression too. You know, a lot of the same things that we've been talking about with Mae, maybe her mom struggles with it. Like, that could very well be something that happens here. So these are some things that we've seen with the game, as well as the game, like, these are like internal things within the family that we've seen. Externally, like outside of the family, we've had the game talk about a cult, or like a, what do you call that? It's not a cult. I use cult because the game has talked about cults a weird amount of times, but the game has talked about a like secret society who rose up because of rebellion. Their signs are a tooth and a skull. And we found a tooth in Mae's grandfather's safe. It feels so logical to me that these things are connected, but Mae didn't like draw the connection. Which also makes me think of this idea that like we see things that maybe we want to see. Because wouldn't it be ironic that I focus on this so much, and if it had nothing to do with anything? To me, that would be hilarious. Because if we see things that we want to see, if I want to see this connection, and it's not a real thing, that would be me seeing what I want to see too. So I feel like we've seen these like kind of family-wide things come like resolve, if you will. At least that discussion. Somewhat, I guess. And we have these possibilities that we can investigate with our friends about the ghost, but also that tooth thing, very interesting to me. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the game and the videos, and I will see you guys next time.